Oh, can they hear me now? Okay. Welcome, everybody. This is the How to Study Efficiently workshop put on by ACM-W. Now, for this event, we did partner with the College of Sciences Student Success Center. So before we get started, we're going to have them come up and just say a little bit about what that is. Oh, wait. Oh, my God. There we go. Here you go.
Hello, my name is Retro. I'm a science mentor at the College of Science Student Success Center. I'm a computer science major. And so what the Student Success Center does at the College of Sciences, we just provide a lot of engagement for the student. We provide information about organizations at UTSA and events going on. We also host our own events, very fun events that involve a lot of food. Sometimes networking events too, just to get to know your classmates and also to meet alumni from companies like Southwest, which we did last week, I believe. And so some of you may have been assigned a science mentor, usually freshmen, sophomores, or transfer students. And so we can meet with you up to at a minimum of 3 times in the semester just to check up on you, see how you're going, see how we can help you succeed in the semester. We can help you with just your social life and your academic life, how to navigate that, and just having a better time in school and how to become more involved and just gain more friends here at UTSA. So come over to SSC if you want free food.
Okay. So if you're not new here, then you've already seen this before. But if you are, I'm just going to go over a little bit about what ACM-W actually is. So we are a sub-organization under ACM, and we focus on providing an inclusive environment for women in technology. We try to create open opportunities for anyone and everyone in no matter their background in like tech or CS or anything like that. So if you are not a member, you should become a member. It is absolutely free to become a member. You can get access to a lot of great sponsors like Dell and Google and everybody who sponsors us, and then you can kind of meet them at different workshops we have. We also have giveaways, and you can get a free t-shirt and go to the banquet at the end of the year. So you should definitely join. Now, if you are a member, then you can go ahead and scan this QR code and sign in, or you can go to the ACM UTSA portal, and then you can sign in there too. So just a little bit about some of our upcoming meetings. Our next meeting will be on March 2nd, and it's the collaboration and team building workshop, and it's going to be put on by one of our amazing officers. Her name is Annalisa. And then we have another meeting on the 23rd of March, and that is going to be our alumni panel. Also, Rowdy Hacks registration is now open. This is our amazing hackathon that ACM puts on every year. They've spent a lot of time and effort putting this together, and you can win like tons of cool prizes, like not just like, you know, like a t-shirt. Like, I mean, you can win that too, but you can win like Nintendo Switches, like prizes of that caliber. So you should definitely come. It's absolutely free to join. You don't have to have any previous experience. There are beginner tracks for everybody. So you should definitely become a part of that. And now I will pass it on to our wonderful officer, Gabe, who's going to be teaching you how to study efficiently.
Hello, hello. One second, let me just switch these slides real quick. Stop spoiling. My bad. All right. Okay, so hi, welcome. As Rachel said, I'm Gabriel Ferrer. And just a little intro about me. I'm ACM-W social media officer. So all the flyers and such that you see on our Instagram, all of our posts. Personally, I know they're not Picasso works of art, but they're pretty good. They're pretty good, I would say. So today we're going to go over how to study effectively, because as college students, we don't really want to study. We just want to like get through it. But studying is what's really going to like help you pass your classes. At the end of the day, the work has to get done. So, and there are a lot of ways to do it, and there are a lot of wrong ways, but there are also some really good ways that we're going to express here. So, one thing is that studying is different for everyone. Everyone has different ways they like to study. The way that works for me might not work for you. And really, the studying journey is finding your certain niche, like what works for you. There's so many different techniques out there that people use or that are popularized, but really, what I found personally is that it sort of like is an evolving thing, right? Maybe like a method that worked a year ago for you might now work right now. And that's perfectly fine. It's sort of just adapting and figuring out what you want to do. So moving on, we have our smart studying, and also quick plug, our junior officers put together this presentation. So shout out to them in the back over there. Love you guys. So first, I'm pretty sure like this like SMART goals thing is a concept that's been like introduced in a lot of different classes through UTSA, right? You have your specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound sort of goals. And so to sort of apply these to the studying realm, for specific, we have dividing your time for specific topics of focus. So basically say you have like 5 different assignments to do for like your upcoming week. One thing that you could do is figure out like what is sort of like the most important out of all of those, and sort of divide like your time and resources to focusing on that specific thing. And for measurable, we have creating knowledge checkpoints to measure how much you've learned. So one of the techniques I like to employ is sort of going through like a Pomodoro technique. If you don't know what the Pomodoro technique is, it's essentially having working for like 20, 25 minutes. And then once that timer is up, you take a quick like 5-minute break. And then you repeat that cycle. And once the third Pomodoro is over, you go ahead and take a longer break. So like say like 15, 20 minutes. And during those time intervals, you could see, like say like at the end when you're on your long break, you could see like when, like what you've gone over, and you can sort of like quiz yourself. And later on, I'm going to be showing what I personally do as to study through like my own personal, which will really help illustrate what we have going on here in the slides. And we have assessing your learning style, like what I said before in the beginning, finding out your certain niche, and overviewing material that will be tested, sort of like building a review. I'll show you how to do that, how I do it. And I know that a lot of students are also working while being a student at the same time. So I personally don't work, so I wouldn't have the best experience like trying to give you advice on that. So I'm sorry about that. I very much am. But now we're going to move into study tips from our junior officers that made this presentation. So first, we have the 4 Ps, such as percentage, precedence, proficiency, and practice. And one thing that I want to go over in this slide is practice, because practice to me is sort of what is the most important out of all of these. I believe through learning by doing and by repetition, and a lot of us are computer science majors. I personally am not. I'm a cybersecurity major, shameless plug. But to learn how to program is the only way to, from what I understand, is to just do it. Do it, make projects, do what you think is fun, but also applicable and realistic for what you're trying to do. So next, we have some psychology tips. So source is not included, but one of our tips we have is try chewing like the same flavor of gum you have while you're in class or while you're studying, because that could help with memory recall while you're, say like you're chewing that like your favorite 5 gum, how it feels to chew 5 gum. And when you're chewing that blue stick of 5 gum, you're like, oh, I got it. I got that thing. I know exactly what this question is asking because you've chewed that 5 gum. Also, disclaimer, these tips are tips for you. I will not be held liable for any exam grades, but we're here to help. But at the end of the day, it always comes down to you and applying these things. So and also our next psychological tip is sitting in the same spot. And this is low-key an underrated thing. And it's low-key underrated. Because if you're moving around, it's going to be hard to try and solidify yourself within the class. And like what I said before with the Pomodoro technique, brain typically maintains focus for about 45 minutes. So what I like to do is I like to do bursts. I work for say like X amount of time. And then when I feel like I'm not sort of getting the information anymore, or I just feel a little burnt out, I walk away from it for a little bit. And it's okay to walk away from your assignment. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I'm the kind of person who wants to get everything done within like 2 days. And I realized that was not healthy. So take care of yourself. Walk away when you need to. Try not to cram. Don't procrastinate. I know as college students, we all have a tendency to procrastinate and leave everything to the last minute. Sort of, I've heard like throughout, it's like, oh, I need to feel the pressure. I need to feel the pressure of the 11:59 deadline as on Sunday when I'm only starting it at 10 p.m. Man, I could never. So next we have some routinely tips. One way to study is building your acronyms. Sort of like first thing that just came to mind is PEMDAS, you know, sort of really basic, but hey, PEMDAS works. We all know what PEMDAS is, right? So, hey. And we have repetition again. We're going to go over some repetition techniques later on when I show what we have to offer, or for myself. And teaching it, I love this one. Teaching it is one of the most effective ways to verify yourself and knowing that you know what you're talking about. If you can explain discrete math at like a 5th grade level, then I'd say you're doing pretty well. And using your resources, please go to office hours. I know like office hours might seem kind of lame, but hey, I just went to an office hour like 2 days ago and I got so much information that I needed. And also creating study groups. Creating study groups helps you balance information and ideas between one another and helps you sort of not be alone. Studying could be a very lonely and tedious process, but when you're sharing it with people who are like-minded as you and want to excel in the class, that'd be great. And sort of good to knows. This is more tailored towards a CS, but expect to not learn everything in a course. And like what I said before, by building your projects, develop your skills in a practical way. So, such as like building projects, attending hackathons, Ready Hacks, shameless plug. For me, I learned a lot of my programming through Ready Hacks. I built a simple like Python script, but that was a real like formative experience for me to do stuff that wasn't gonna be for like academic credit. It was just for me personally, and I believe that's one of the best ways to learn a concept. And also, we have number 3, don't procrastinate. Do not procrastinate. So here we have some studying essentials, sort of like things you can use. Notion, we love Notion. I love Notion. What I'm going to show you is my personal Notion at the end of this. And then we have videos. For me, since I'm a cybersecurity major, there's this one YouTube channel. His name is Professor Messer. Professor Messer, he's my goat. He's my goat for real. He has so many like little bite-sized videos that explain concepts really well. So if you find that little gold mine, that YouTube channel or whatever, that tutorial that can help supplement your learning from your professor, because some professors may not be the best, I'm not gonna get canceled for saying that. But yeah. Next we have Anki. I actually just found Anki like 2 weeks ago, and because like, do y'all know that Quizlet they're making you pay for the opportunity to like test your own flashcards? I used to make all my flashcards on Quizlet and run the little test feature, and then now it only allows me to do a limited test, and I have to pay like $12.99. I'm not paying $12.99 for Quizlet. Be serious. Anki, it's free. It's free. And lastly, we have the Forest app. The Forest app is sort of like those like little mini games you have on your phone that help you be off of your phone. Because for me, I used to sort of be distracted a lot when studying. But if you have something like this, like your little forest, the longer you're off of your phone, the more you can cultivate your forest and have something nice and pretty to look at. So, hold on. I gotta take a swig of water. So that is actually the end of this presentation. Does anyone have any questions for me, or do you guys just want to see me go through my personal Notion? Yes, yes. From what? Oh, I use Notion. Notion, we love Notion over here. Yes, you in the back. It depends. That's what I said. That's why I said finding a group of people that are like-minded as you, and that in itself can be kind of hard. Because for me, like I'm introverted, but I have found a study group. But it was hard because some people just want to extort you and like use you for your answers rather than they just want the answer. They don't want to know like the why behind it. So it depends, but it's like two sides of the same coin. Any other questions? Going once? Going twice? 3 times? Sold to my Notion. Okay, so this is a copy of my Notion that I use right now, actually. As you can see, Notion is in itself basically like its own programming language. You can do so much in it that can help you organize your life. Like I have a whole thing for like my finances, my expenses. I'm not going to show you that though. But yeah, this is basically what I have. Each year, each semester, I change it to a Studio Ghibli GIF. This is from, if you can tell me where this is, get a free shirt. Yes, free shirt. Going once? Oh, wait. Spoiling. Okay. Anyone? Once? Wow, you get a free shirt. Okay, so hold on. This is like really sensitive. So this is how I have mine set up. I have a toggle here for to-dos for today. It's currently empty because it's just a blank copy I made. To-dos today, and also the same thing for to-dos this week. And here, as I'm a cybersecurity major, these are all of my classes where I keep all my notes in. And we'll open that later. And this is sort of like my weekly schedule that I have here. So please don't try and find me. You probably have class anyways, but yes, I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Oh my, snap, it's over for me. But yeah, and then let's see. So I embedded a Pomodoro timer. So whenever I need it, I can just run it. I can change the settings on it, where the theme, how long I want the timer to be, how long I want my break to be. And then here I have my my own personal Spotify playlist that I have when I'm either studying or just doing work in general. I have this playlist. I have like 4 different playlists. I have this playlist. I have my classical playlist. I have my rock playlist. It really just depends on what kind of work I'm doing. But I don't know, when I'm programming, I'm typically like listening to rock or something, but I don't know, it's kind of weird. But anyways, the real thing I'm super proud of in this Notion is the assignments. So hold on, let me just open this up real quick. Let me cook. So when I open this, boom, this is every single assignment I have this whole semester. It's all baked in here through this link database that goes through to the main page, right? And yep, only 32% done, guys. Spring break in 2 weeks after this week, though. Hold out. But let me just go back. So that's important. There's just a stored database. Like say, like if you have like at the beginning of the semester, you have other syllabi, just it takes like maybe like an hour to, you don't have to do exactly this, but just write out like on a calendar all of your due dates. So you're not like, oh man, like I missed that date. Because the worst thing that could happen is you do all the work and then you get a late penalty. And depending on your professor, they could either give you a 0 or like minus 15%. But you want the grade that you worked for, you earned. So just keep track on everything you have. So if you go back here, this is basically like the stuff I have due soon. And what's cool about this is that this is like a week. This shows like a week out. And then as you saw before in the due now, that's like 1 day before it's due. So everything will populate in there. I have nothing due in 1 day, thank God. But through that database, you can see that I have a full calendar. Well, is there a way I can reduce the zoom on this thing? Hold on. Oh, 150. What are we doing? There we go. Oh, snap. Page unresponsive. Man, stop playing with me. Okay. All right. Nice. So with the assignments database, I made a new view and I made a calendar that I can see every single assignment. So I never, ever lose. We don't lose around here, guys. We don't lose. As you can see. And for me, one of the most satisfying things is clicking the check mark that denotes that I'm done, right? As you guys know, we're switching to, what's it, Canvas next semester. Apparently, when you use Canvas, they give you confetti when you submit an assignment. So that'll be great. It's the little things. It's the little things. College is a very stressful time, but if you find the joy in the little things, such as something as simple as checking a box, you can have a better time. And yes, I have a lot of stuff due on Sunday, like a lot. Thankfully, this is done. This is gonna take a while, but yeah. And then through here, like and that's sort of like the end of my Notion, but towards like the bottom, I sort of do this thing where I plan out my day with like I would just type like Monday, enter, and then to do, and then I would say, oh, I have class. Is that typing? Nope. I would say like, oh, I have class, and then I should, after class, I'll do like a lab. And yeah. So that's my Notion. Does anyone have any questions about that? Yes. Yes, I did. I spent like 45 minutes manually entering every single assignment. Actually, we'll go back to that. We'll go back to that. Because there are some fields that I want to talk about. So as you can see, I have this column that is just a checkbox. I have the class, that I have the assignment, the due date, what kind of task it is, like, oh, if it's like a quiz, like a reading, a lab I have to do. This is a formula that calculates days until the deadline, and this is just other notes. But oh yeah, and I also made different views for each class that basically just filters out just through one class. So we'll just go back to calendar view. Oh, nope. Oh, wait, I forgot. So one of the ways I like to study is Notion has this great thing where you can use toggles. So let me just navigate to this section. Oh, yeah. What I like to do, this will take a lot of like work from your end, but what I like to do is, because I handwrite notes during lecture, I just like transfer the PowerPoint slides to my iPad and I write and annotate the notes. And then sort of on the weekend, I would go through and pick out what's important. And specifically for exams, let me show y'all. Yes, exam 1 review. Credentials, I got a 99 on this exam. Let's see if this is good. Okay, so, oh wait, this is awkward. Hold on. That one was not formatted correctly. So we'll go to a different one. I think I did it for, was it this one? Yes. There we go. That's what we like to see. So basically, let me just make this a full width. I would basically go through, say we go to security models, because we like secure software development, right guys? And just security in general. So I would go through here and I would say, oh, confidentiality models, what are they? And then I would go through and quiz myself on them, and then I could open it, and these are the questions I would ask myself, and then based on my answer, I would then open it again, right? And then I could see, oh, that's what that is. And then depending on sort of like the accuracy, I would notate separately what I would have to go through. So that helps a lot with the repetition and quizzing yourself. Quizzing yourself is sort of just like an active recall method that I like to use. Active recall. Everyone, if you're on like study TikTok or something, everyone throws around active recall, but it's for good reason. Active recall is one of the most effective ways to know that you are grasping a concept in its entirety. Because, oh yeah, the forgetting curve. So basically, the forgetting curve is when you are introduced to a concept, it's sort of like within the next like day or so, if you don't look at it again, you're just gonna forget it. Like you'll remember some things about it, but specific things that are like really minute and niche to it, you'll oftentimes forget. So doing a method like this is by using the toggles in Notion or whatever format you want to use. As long as you're quizzing yourself, you'll have a higher chance to sort of combat the forgetting curve and retain your knowledge more effectively. And let me see. All right, we've got time. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my Notion. Does anyone have any more questions for me regarding my Notion, my setup? Any? Oh, yes. So how did you start getting to Notion? I've been using Notion since about 2020, 2021. That was when like COVID first broke out, and I was trying to not go insane with like the amount of schoolwork I had to do. So I wanted a good organization space. And after just like YouTubing, I just found it through YouTube pretty much. And then disclaimer, this is a template. This is a template, but there are some things that you have to do manually. Unfortunately, I don't have this specific template anymore because I got it when it was free, and software as a service has blown up recently. So I don't know how much this goes for, but yes. Any other questions? Going once and going twice. What do you guys think of this? Do you guys think you guys could see yourself doing this? Because I know some people are digital and some people like to do stuff by hand. So show of hands, how many of you guys are more of like a digital or organization person? Oh wow, amazing, love that. So, but for the 10% of the crowd, writing it out, doing it the old-fashioned way works just as well. Well, so if we don't have any more questions, we have food in the back, sandwiches provided by Student Success Center. Shout out to them. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, I think that concludes this meeting. If you have any more questions, you can come up to me personally at the podium. And yeah, thanks for coming out.